Everybody, please. Silencio.
Johnny has a
Wave the wand.
We're beginning. Let's begin. All right. This presentation, which will be 15 minutes long, is on the legalization of recreational marijuana. I want to disclose everybody's 21 here, and we're not smoking any pot. This is just swishers, straight tobacco. All right, so let's get into it. Weed, currently legal in Washington, Oregon, Alaska, Colorado. I know it's hilarious. It's currently legal. Please. D.C., Washington, D.C., that is. Massachusetts. I know D.C. and Washington could be confused for those who are inebriated or stoned off of tobacco.
Possibilities.
Nevada and California. Moving on. Let me grab my other computer so I can have my facts. All right, tax revenue, which is kind of the biggest thing with marijuana, like legalizing it, creating that revenue so, you know, the states can do what they want with that extra money is kind of the big deal. Some of the major findings is that Washington and Colorado exceeded their initial estimates. How the states can do what they want with that extra money is kind of the big deal. Some of the please. I know we have a great audience tonight. And they're probably streaming this live on Facebook. But if we can please calm down and listen, I would really appreciate it. So thank you guys. So Washington, a rumor 240 million was created in tax revenue. Colorado, 170 million. Oregon, estimates 23 million. Oregon, Alaska 17 million. Washington D.C. 20 million. California, $1 billion.
Damn.
What are they doing with tax revenue?
The tax revenue, I'll get there, John. Thank you for, I know you're concerned. I appreciate the concern. Nevada, same deal. Massachusetts, we're talking $70 million worth of revenue coming to these states. I kind of want to get into that, what we'll do with it next. Here we go. Roadways, Michigan. That's one of the big things for Michigan in particular. Like if they legalize it, they want to use a lot of the money to fix our roads, which, as we can all attest, I don't think any of us here have lost any tires due to the roadways. But, oh, there we go. We got one. So, there we go. Thank you.
Walgreens, that shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my fault, I hit a curve, but still.
Thank you. Please, questions later. Louder. Yes. So the roadways. I mean, that's a big deal. That'll be able to go right into the with that extra revenue, we'll be able to fix our roadways. Education. Most of us here went to River Valley.
Yes. Yep.
We can all attest that River Valley could have used some of that extra cash to. For one, New Buffalo, all those kids got MacBooks there. I didn't even start using a laptop till I was like 20. It would have been nice to have that during high school, which, if weed was legalized, we would be able to.
That could have been something.
It could have been done. It would have been done. It would have been a wrap. Localities. This is a picture of Detroit. It's like, look at it. It's in shambles. Yeah, D-Town. What up? The amount of, poverty and, other detrimental aspects of this, city. It's crazy. It was once, the epicenter of America's production.
Yep.
And just Motown, things of that nature could be increased with the legalization of this cash crop, because that's what we're dealing with. We're looking at this. It could be corn.
The green rush.
Instead of the gold rush, we're looking at the green rush. And if Michigan was able to get at the epicenter, the forefront of it, with the hotbed of tourism around us, there is no state within the Midwest that has marijuana legalized. You got to go out west or you got to go out east, one of the two. And it's like, we have the epicenter of Chicago right within us.
Manifest your destiny.
Manifest my destiny. And that's what, if there's any capital investors out there, I would love capital venturists. I would love for you to invest in me. I have a plan to open a little pop shop here in 3 Oaks.
Very good class.
Right on 12.
Idea.
The marketing is underway. The research is underway. It's being done now. So if you're out there and you're watching this, I'm looking at you. Invest in me. I want you.
I'll work for you.
I want what you got.
Like and share.
Like and share. My take. That's where we're at.
Shop local.
My take,
Shop
everyone.
local.
My take.
Do everything. Now let's go on. I
Shop
might get back
local.
into what I was previously speaking on.
East Texas.
And I can reverse my slide. But this is the annual causes of death. Just so we can take into consideration the fatality of marijuana. Check it out. 0.
Oh.
No deaths, folks.
Numbers.
Right there. 480.
Tobacco kills.
480 right
Legal when you're 18.
Tobacco. You can be smoking that. You can be smoking that stuff.
Can I say something?
But no, please after.
Okay.
I love for it, but after the
Cancer
presentation
sticks legal 18.
tobacco, 480,000 folks.
All I gotta say is
Dead.
18 earlier than alcohol 21.
I know, I love it, but
It's
please,
a fair.
afterwards,
Earlier than 21.
Camera, focus on me. I want to shout out to Caroline Alden, who is of age. Thank you for filming this tonight.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Pharmaceuticals, 430,000. That's crazy.
Kills destroy.
You know, it's like we can prescribe these every single day. And it's like you got a question: is Big Pharma involved in this? Do they want marijuana legal or criminalized so that there's not people attempting to enter their market share? Like, 'cause a lot of people attest that marijuana is there's medical use, and that's where it initially got voted legal in many states. And you could question that with the lobbyists and getting it, Congress and whatnot, that they're trying to keep it legalized. NSAIDs, which is your everyday ibuprofen, 7,000 deaths per year. I mean, as a 16-year-old, I was able to go up because I was popping like 10 of these a day to play a football game or a basketball game.
Concussed.
So I could play a game, and it's like that's causing 7,000 deaths per year, and I can go pick that up as a 16-year-old. But weed, I'll go to, I could get a charge. I could lose my Pell Grant, which allowed me to get to this point in my education, for just a simple weed charge. Alcohol, which some of us here tonight are participating in, partaking in, inebriated by it. That's 29,000 deaths, folks. So y'all out here in the audience, check yourself.
I'm scared.
And that's legal at 21.
No one's
which is
driving,
what
by
the
the
states.
way.
There's 7 states currently, or 8 states that currently have laws that allow you to buy it recreational, which is the way it should be. Simple as that. Simple facts.
Next slide.
Next slide, please. All right. Here's just kind of, just to give you a picture of the arrests over time due to marijuana or drugs deemed illegal by our government. How is marijuana on top? Perfect question. Exactly. I mean, my initial
Can I
answer
give
to
a
this.
testimonial?
Shh, please stop. I love it, but it can't happen.
Shut down.
But I mean, one reason I say it is because there's maybe just more users of marijuana out there, so that adds to the amount of people that are possibly going to get arrested. If there's that many more people out there, they're more likely to get arrested as opposed to I don't think as many people use heroin and cocaine. But if anything, though, you should see the numbers similar because it's I guarantee there's just as many people, but maybe it's harder to identify, it's harder to whatever, but it's with the extra resources you would have not going after people smoking pot, you would be able to go after the people doing heroin or cocaine, who it's and not necessarily you need to go after them and put them in jail, but get them help. It's those funds can be used in a variety of different ways. You don't have to, put them in jail, incarcerate them. I was watching this documentary the other day that how it's called ALEC, how they're in cahoots essentially with many of the people in Congress and stuff, and they have ties to business corporations, and it's they want to put in place policies that incarcerate people, and so that could be one of the things because jail is big business, so it's but then you're taking away fathers from or not necessarily fathers, mothers, whoever, you're taking people out of the family, and it's that doesn't do anybody any good. And you're just wasting money that could be spent elsewhere. I mean, you could add it to Social Security, which we're all here paying into, which we'll probably most likely never see, but So those are definitely some things we could look at into. And then there's another going back to the alcohol, marijuana like conundrum. There's a study that says that weed doesn't really show any, like when you're driving, it makes you actually overcompensate for your deficiencies. You realize you're impaired, so you're more likely to drive a distance behind somebody, increase following time, be more like cognizant of what's going on, whereas alcohol, you think you're fucking untouchable and you're just ready to go all out and you're flying all over the place, whereas weed, you can almost argue, and that's not what we're here to argue, is that you shouldn't legalize weed so people can drive, but just that, so people can drive and smoke, but just so that, if you're allowing people to become inebriated due to alcohol and, they get behind the wheel, or they're just allowed to do it in their homes, why is it the same, allowed for marijuana? It's like, that's kind of just where I definitely stand on the subject.
Next.
Yeah, seriously, next. We're moving on. Let's look for...
the next one.
Yep, I got a little more data in here, folks. Let me just work this computer to the supreme amount. Oh, talking about, did you know? We spend nearly $20 billion on marijuana prohibition in the United States. Which it's like, there's 300 million of us. I don't know if the math is correct. That could be nearly $7,000 per person if my math is correct. No guarantees. I know it's one of the sevens. 6 or so. It's like if we gave $6,000, put it into Social Security, put it into all these other things we're seeing out here that could, benefit us as a nation.
President Trump.
Exactly. President Trump.
I beat China all the time.
Exactly. Him and China, they're in cahoots. Or not necessarily. Trump, hopefully, he'll just do like the previous presidents
We have
done.
a president who doesn't have a clue.
I don't necessarily agree with that assertion by Trump. I believe we're gonna miss Obama and Joe Biden dearly. They were great. Thank you. They were great presidents. Hillary,
Donald Trump.
I know. Donald. Hopefully the Donald, like I said, will just stay out of it and see, because he's this businessman we talk about.
I want to run as the Republican nominee.
Fuck yeah.
He did want to run as it, and he won. So we're here. Hopefully
When was the last time anybody saw us beating, let's say, China?
Let's say, maybe with the marijuana being added into
I think the big
our
problem
GDP.
this country has is being
the audience,
politically correct.
Please, the audience, cut it out.
Doing anything.
But, yeah, I've seen you, bearded man.